Thank you, Miriam. And also thank you, Miriam, for reminding me that today is Elizabeth's birthday, right? And how old are you, 30 now? Something like that?
40.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're still very beautiful, so that's what matters.
Yep. Happy birthday
To you, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Elizabeth. Happy birthday to you.
All right. Well, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's a little different not having the music. I am excited about this morning's meditation. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think you'll see why in just a minute. And I did anticipate a low turnout. And what happens is when you have freezing weather and then you have the turn of the semester, you have all of these, the tumblers kind of get aligned. This is what happens. But over all the years, I've learned that the people who end up being at church are the ones who are supposed to be there for that particular day. So it all works out. Today is, well, really it's later this week, but today we'll call it Epiphany Sunday. And if you remember, the word epiphany means manifestation or, the showing of something. So an epiphany almost always has to do with something that's sacred or religious. So what happens is the three wise men or the three kings, the magi, they end up going and seeing the baby Jesus, who really isn't a baby, he's a toddler by this time, or just beginning to walk. And two things happen. One, that's the first time that non-Jews are introduced to Jesus. And so it's an epiphany, see, the epiphany to them. So that's why it's called Epiphany Sunday. So Jesus now is not just for Jews, but for everybody. And not only that, as a result of this epiphany, and I think it's what happens to any person who has a discovery of who Jesus really is, what they end up doing is sharing who they are and what they have with Jesus. And in the case of the three wise men, they end up sharing that which is of greatest value to them. Which is certainly what we're all supposed to be about. With that said, let me be upfront and personal in my hopes for each person here today in this fellowship for this year. And that is great achievement through Jesus Christ. I wish each person here great achievement through Jesus Christ. Or as Philippians says in 4:13 that Miriam read, I can do everything through him who gives me strength. And that is one of those passages that really a person should take a wood-burning set and put it on their desktop so that they never forget that. I can do anything through him who gives me strength. I can accomplish anything through him who gives me strength. I can be about greatness through him who gives me strength. And so it is in 2010, I desire that each person here, regardless of your particular status, particular emotional, religious, spiritual, mental faculties, to realize that through Christ Jesus you can achieve greatness. And I've said this before, and I'm not going to develop this. Not achieving greatness is a choice. It is a choice. Always remember that. Not achieving greatness is a choice. So I wish that everyone would choose greatness for Jesus Christ this year. And that you will discover what your great accomplishment or great achievement for Jesus would be. And I would hope that you would discover that soon. Now, however good, however good these tidings are, I'm convinced that one unfortunate aspect of many Christians, and I certainly have fallen into this on occasions, that many Christians and certainly congregations suffer, is that they set the bar for success, if not on the floor, then on the first rung only. That makes sense? And then they say, well, I've succeeded. Okay? And I think that we need to set our sights a little bit higher. I'm also totally convinced if the individual Christian or congregation had any idea of the power Jesus Christ gives them, then any church and any individual would accomplish mind-boggling achievements for Jesus Christ. And I not only am convinced of that, I know that because I know people who have achieved that. So, with that said, I want us to find each individual and the congregation, find what you can achieve for Jesus Christ this year, and find that goal to be something that's great and not small. Anybody can do something small for Jesus and say they accomplished something, and in the same way, anybody can accomplish greatness for Jesus as well. Achievement for Christ begins with agreement with Christ on what is most valuable. And what is of most value is love. That is the treating of one's neighbor, be it one's neighbor next door, or in the next county over, or the next country over, or your friend in the pew, whomever, treating that person with only the best of intentions and purpose. That's how greatness begins. Love is the giving of oneself, of all one has in oneself, to Jesus Christ, by serving Christ, by sharing with Christ and the people that Christ gives us, his love, his transformative love. And that's what we're supposed to be about. And when this happens, people are changed, communities are changed, indeed, the world is changed. But again, even though Jesus Christ has stockpiled up in our hearts an abundant love, and even though Jesus has freshened our minds with a wealth of imagination and opportunity, we still have to motivate ourselves to be about the work that Jesus would have us accomplish. And this, of course, is where we stumble, and this is why we fail. Think of it this way, and this is very positive. We are spiritual rescue kits, each one of us, filled to the top with all that is needed to save, free, heal, and redeem anyone. Thank goodness you don't have to be a minister to do that, or sing in the choir, or be a person of wealth, or be a person of great mental faculty. Any human being can accomplish that, because every single human being here has been filled up to your very, very hearts and brimming over with this opportunity to feed, to shelter, to clothe, to heal, to redeem human beings. And to do this not in just a little way, but in a big way.